lovely comments from people, from James, from Johnny, people like that. People that I've got a lot of time for and love very much. Just and Rachel, I just feedback has been awesome. I saw Rachel yesterday as well. She came to visit me. That was absolutely fantastic to see her. So I've caught up with Rachel, and that was lovely. It was really nice to see her. We hung out for a bit and had a coffee, and yeah, just like caught up. It was good. And then Johnny got here about 5:30 yesterday afternoon, and we were like just chilling. We had a coffee and stuff, and then we like randomly start. I was like just showing him this free game that I downloaded, and before you know it, me and Johnny addicted to this game, and we finished at about. I think it was like about 1:30 or something this morning that we finished. We literally we smashed this game for like 6 hours. Totally sad. But the game was absolutely brilliant. It's called Asphalt Legends or something. But anyway, it was a free download, and it's a huge game. Anyway, so we got addicted to that. So we just spent last night chilling and having a right good laugh. Like teamwork, and it was mad. Really good, really good. So anyway, I need a bit of a topic for this man and talk about. I mean, the thing is, I've kind of like, sort of like told you about the first 16 years, kind of how it all started, really, and probably the start of where a lot of my mental health issues have come from. I mean, it goes to say, goes without saying, should I say? Um, it's when you're growing up in that environment of abuse, and then 8 years of love, and then 3 years of abuse again, and it's like half of my life I seem to have spent being abused by someone or other. But the problem is that I'm a sucker. I was a sucker. I'll always give, if I would give somebody my last pound if they needed it. I mean, I've got some properly good friends who look after me and make sure that I'm okay and everything that I need, I've got. I'm talking about people like Johnny. I mean, my brother, he's my little adopted brother. I love him to death. And he literally will do anything that I need doing. He just there's no airs and graces. There's no stress. He can see when I'm struggling. He's really good, and I'm really lucky to have him because with Kat working full time, well, 30 hours or whatever she works, 20 hours, I don't know. I could work it. I think she works like 4 days. I think it is 3 days, something like that. So it's nice. It's nice to have that support when if I needed him, I could ring him and he would be here like as soon as the little legs could carry him, and I know he would do that. Now it's taken me a long time to trust people again because I've been let down majorly. Like I say, when you're an alcoholic and you've got money, you are the most popularist man in the entire world. It's very funny when you're down and out and got no money, where your friends are. Which is why I suppose part of me, when Pippi's finally gets paid at the end of this month, I can't believe it. But you know what? I'm gonna get the people in my just a little something to say thank you for sticking by me and looking after me. Kat has just been my absolute rock. I wouldn't have been able to have got through the last 3 months without Kat. She's literally had my back and supported me completely for 3 months. And it has been a case of robbing Peter to pay Paul on some occasions. I haven't been able to pay the electricity bill, I haven't been able to pay my mobile bill. Always something. But fortunately, I seem to be. Fortunately, I seem to be getting back onto actually getting, back onto the straight and narrow almost, I suppose, for a better choice of wording. It's if you're forever playing catch up, it's hard until you get that break, and it is just literally. I mean, Pip will. Oh, it's sorted me out. Well, the Pip I've got will be a case I've got a big chunk of money to pay out, so it's pretty much spent Pip. So I'm not going to get anything out of it really, because like I say, there's people in my life that I want to get a couple of bits for. Now I've already ordered Cat something as a very special present. When you get it, Cat, I don't know if I ever told you, but um, when me and Paul were little, we both had these specific bears. They were, not like a star. I think it's a Starman, something like that. And that's man, it's the Prime Minister. A Stein. I think it's a Stein. It's like a really popular teddy bear. Really expensive teddy bear, your vintage ones. Anyway, we had a nice teddy bear each. From yeah, but it's recognisable. Anyway, what I've decided to do is I've got I've got the bear for Cat. So I've got the bear that I had as a child that literally got through, growing up. But I remember being, holding on to this bear when I was being, abused. Um, it was like my safety blanket. I blanked everything off, and I just, when you just, you're 3 years old and you're like, you're having to blank stuff out. I mean, I just, I should have been like having a childhood, playing football, playing. I mean, fortunately, my grandfather was absolutely fantastic and got me into rugby, and I think that's what changed my life a lot. That gave me a lot of discipline, a great way to get rid of aggression, because I was a very angry child. Some could say, rightly so, you're angry, you've got a right to be angry. Do I feel that I had a right to be angry? I guess I feel a bit let down, really. Um, I mean, for a while, I even felt let down by my grandparents. They done the absolute best they could for me, and I still blamed them when they sent me to live with mother. Um, I blamed them for years for doing that, and I had to go to that life. But then I look back and I think, no, Paul needed me. And do you know what? They what old people, they were old elderly people. I was running them off. I was getting in trouble with the police. I was stealing, I was getting in fights. All the stuff kids do, when they're going off the rails. I did all that. And they couldn't cope. They couldn't do it. They just literally could not cope. It was affecting their marriage. Um, So I can totally understand now, looking back, I can totally understand why they did what they did. Um, Knowing now, if I knew then what I know now, my God, things would be so different. Things would be so different. They really would. I've spent so much time hating and blaming other people for stuff that's my own fault. Um, I said yesterday, did I think that alcohol was responsible for the breakup of both my failed marriages? And I said, kind of partly maybe. And I think the more I think of it, yeah, I actually think it was a huge part because I prior, uh, to say I prioritized drink when I was working. I guess it was my downtime that was the problem. That was my excess. That's when after work, I would drink like 12 bottles of Bud before I even think about going home or think about doing anything. And I just think, Jesus Christ, Baker, you're holding down, I was running a professional kitchen, I had a team of 9. I was working really hard. I'd won rosettes. I'd run the AA rosette, the RAC rosettes. I picked us up from from just a really decent pub through pub. to taking it to the next level. And I was absolutely convinced that if I'd have stayed in that job, if I'd have been well and not had a breakdown and the new owners hadn't have taken over, that I really believe I had the talent in my team to have won a Michelin star a Michelin star. I really believe that. Like I say, anyone that knows me and knows my history will know that I've worked in a couple of Michelin starred restaurants. So I've actually held a Michelin star. I've worked in a restaurant that held a Michelin star. So I know that the quality and the level that it has to be at. And I was producing stuff like that whilst also doing egg chips and beans. Do you know what I mean? That was the best thing. One minute I'm doing, I don't know, like a salt crusted baked sea bass. Next minute I'm doing a homemade chili and some rice. It was absolutely fantastic. The buzz was amazing. I was a bastard. I was so tough on my team, but I demanded excellence. Maybe that's the Virgo in me. I don't know. But I was always demanding the best from everyone, and I think that's why we succeeded. I had a good team. I had a hungry team. I had a young team, and they were hungry. We were hungry. Um, and I kind of think, that's that. I feel that was my missed opportunity. I really believe that if I'd have stayed well and mental health hadn't put a blockers to it, and the new owners had not taken over, if Richard the owner would have stayed the mate, if he'd have stayed the owner, I really truly believe that I could have reached Michelin star. I really believe that. I mean, of course, the ideal thing would be to own your own business. My friend Si's got his own business, and he's like, he is like, it costs so much money to do, but my God, he seems so happy, and he's doing what he loves. Cooking every day. Oh no, I don't think he's happy every day, but he cooks like 4 days a week. Absolutely fantastic. I've got so much time for him. He does everything he can to help me. I'm so lucky to have friends like Si. And then of course I've got my beautiful Rachel, I've got my amazing brother Jay, and then of course I've got my absolute darling Katrina, and these people in my life. I've got Swain as well, but we're not as close as we used to be. I think distance and everything, 'cause we used to see each other quite a lot when I was in Torquay. Obviously it's very difficult now with me being in Plymouth. So I feel like I kind of drifted a little bit away from him, but I do try and like occasionally sort of drop him a line and sort of say, how you doing? Everything all right? Um, but he never does the same. So Swain, heaven forbid you actually get to watch this. You should send me a message to make sure I'm okay, my lad. So anyway, yeah, this was just a podcast to say. Yesterday was amazing. I had such a great day, feeling really positive. Um, I feel confident. I feel good. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling that this is good for me. That what I'm doing here, this, kind of like it started off originally that it was kind of like gonna be like a podcast daily diary kind of thing. And that's what it's turning out to be. But it's getting into stuff, that's really, really important and deep and personal. And people are saying, God, you're so brave. And I kind of think, yeah, maybe I am being brave, or maybe I'm using it as a form of therapy and actually telling my story. Because I don't know if you've ever been in the mental health service at all, psychiatrists and mental health nurses, anything like that. But it's really funny because me and Johnny were talking about this last night, and we were talking about that it's really difficult to talk to these people. Do you know what I mean? You think to yourself, you hear this story 50 times a day, and nobody ever really seems that bothered about it. To be honest with you guys, that's how I felt for kind of like 40 years in the system. Well, 39 years. 13, I was on diazepam. If it wasn't for my granddad knowing the recruitment sergeant, I don't think I'd have got in the army. Um, but thank God that happened, and that was amazing. That was part of my life I'll never forget, and it, for all the highs and some seriously bad lows. Um, yeah, losing the guys in Ireland, that was the final nail that put nail down the coffin of the lid of the coffin even. Um, yeah, that was hard. Um, or maybe talk about that. I don't really talk about the army very much because I saw a bit of action. There's a few 3 campaigns, um, and it's very. I hold it very dear to me. The army. I only share it with very special people. I'm not one of those Walters. I'm not one of those people that go around and you're saying, "Oh, I did this, I did that, I did the other." I've done some stuff that I'm not proud of. I've done some stuff that I'm very proud of. Um, Generally in life. Um, but the army was special for me. It's an important. I needed that. I needed that discipline. I needed that getting me back on tracks, and I think that's what. Because when I came out of the army, I retrained as a chef because I'd always had a passion for food. I'd loved it. Obviously, we're looking after Paul for 3 years. I'd learned how to cook, and of course, I learned to cook for my grandmother. I was learning to cook at sort of about 3 or 4. I remember standing on a little orange crate at the sink peeling, shelling peas. So absolutely fantastic memories of cooking. I've always loved cooking. So yeah, so so to go into chefing was probably a really great move, and I did a bit of engineering. I was at Nortel and stuff, in the boom, and everybody was there, and the money was amazing, and got the house, and the Nortel did what it said on the tin. It got us our house, and we were comfortable. The most happiest I've been were my final couple of years at the Hop, which is now a swingers club, which breaks my heart. Um, so anyway, so yeah, so as you well know, food is very important to me. Now this weekend, my beautiful fiance is coming as usual, and she's going to be doing one of my signature dishes, which is Mediterranean cod with clams, with some little herby roasted new potatoes and a Greek salad. It's an easy dish, but it looks spectacular when it comes out. It looks really nice. It was one of the first dishes that I put on to the posher menu at the pub, and it sold very, very well. Um, Hence the reason it became a signature. I think I originally put it on sort of. I think I had sort of, I don't know, maybe a sort of dozen fillets or something, and they were gone in about 3 hours. Once one person had had it, it was flying out. And I think that's when I was at my happiest, was when I'm always creating and coming up with, oh, that goes with that goes with that, so that'll work. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Food is definitely my passion. So, guys, I mean, if you're struggling food wise, I mean, here we go. This is what actually chatting to Rachel yesterday. Her partner Dan. Dan, mate, I've got to teach you to cook, bruv. Your timing is awful. Whatever you do, when you put the fish on, do not put the peas on at the same time, bruv. It's gonna overcook them, and you're gonna be eating mush. Um, Anyway, when I finally get to meet you, Dan, I am looking forward to meeting you, mate. It's gonna be nice to meet the girl that's put a smile back on my girl's face. And I already like you for that, mate. You're top notch. So maybe we could catch up at some point when we finally get to meet and stuff, and I'll drop you some tips and stuff on couple of trips to you know uh, sort of drop in and surprise it. Might be funny. Right, I think I waffled on long enough. I don't even know what this was all about today. I just felt a need just to unload a little bit. I'm feeling quite relaxed now. Feel a bit sleepy. I've got my care in about an hour. So I think I'm just going to chill for an hour, close my eyes, see if I can get any rest. Um, and then it's time for time for carers and washes and getting dressed and yeah. So anyway, thanks again, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this one. As ever, you guys have been awesome. You guys are making this happen. I'm getting comments. As you can see, there's comments I'm replying, so I am getting back to people. Um, it would be nice for some more people to do some comments. Maybe tell me what you want to talk about. If you want me to talk about cooking, or you want me to talk about mental health, or you want me to talk about MS, or you want to talk about, I don't know, benefits or something, I can give you my experience on the benefit system. It's not a very good one, really, considering it's taken me 3 months to get PIP. But at the end of the day, thank goodness it's done, and we've won. We've got justice. I've got like 5 years left to live. I want to enjoy the next 5 years, and to do that, I'm afraid I need my DLA. I need to pay my care bills, and then that money is to use to make my life, purposeful, to enjoy my life. It's made to enhance my life, and that's what I will do with it. We're going away on holiday next year. I am so looking forward to that. I really, really am. But without my benefits, I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, we've got Labour saying that, we're thinking about changing PIP to food stamps, and it's just like, oh my god, this is crazy. I pay my care bill out of my PIP. We'll pay it out of my PIP. I've been paying out of my DLA, but it will be paid out of my PIP. But it's just typical government, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I really thought when we got the Tories out and Keir Starmer came in, I thought, right, here we go. This is a man that's going to lead the country and change. And I'm sorry, but I really can't see what's changed. In fact, if anything, he's done some pretty shitty things, or trying to do some pretty shitty things. Whether it will get through, I'll never know. But anyway, that's it. By the by. Anyway, my darling boys and girls, I love you very much. Thank you ever so much for watching this podcast. Please subscribe. It's free. Get sharing. Views are going up every day. Subscribers are going up every day. So please, 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 let's be part of this. Make it happen. Get sharing. Put it on your Facebook. Watch this video and share it on your Facebook. Then I'm going to reach 20 people that that I don't know. So please, 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 from the bottom of my heart, I'm just thinking somebody out there is watching this and thinking, oh my God, that's my life. Oh my God, I'm doing that, or I'm on that path. And hopefully I can help you break it. I'm going to leave it there on that really serious note. Please, I beg of you, watch these videos, watch them through, listen to what I'm saying. This is not bullshit. This is real life. This is my life. This was my life. This is how I lived. This is how I live. It's, you don't get gold medal for second place. Anyway, you guys take care. It's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.